I can't worry about what other people are saying about me. At the end of the day, it's just their opinions. Carmelo Anthony said that, and I'm saying this. Welcome to High and Low. Good day and good night. Welcome to the High and Low Basketball Podcast. This is episode number 100 and Lewis, aka episode number 135. 35 was the number worn by Boston Celtic legend Reggie Lewis. Drafted by the Celtics in '87, Reggie Lewis was part of a stacked squad that featured Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, but he quickly ascended to the top of the depth chart and carved out his own space as a cornerstone of the franchise at a time when the Celtics were really looking at life after Larry. And Reggie Lewis was on his way to being another great in green, but the curse of the clover would strike in July 1993 when Lewis would suddenly pass away after suffering a sudden cardiac arrest. The saddest part of this story is that his premature passing could have been avoided, as he was originally diagnosed with focal cardiomyopathy. I mean, basically, it was a death sentence for his NBA career, but an extended lease on his life without the stress of a playing career. Instead, Reggie Lewis sought and received a second opinion along with a diagnosis on an alternative condition that was seemingly less severe, and he just went out and started playing again. And with that second diagnosis, he just returned to the court that fateful summer to prepare for the upcoming NBA season, and we know the rest. He was only 27 and only getting started, man. And not to keep this on a somber note, but rest easy, rest in power to another player who wore number 35 in Boston, the legend Paul Silas, who recently passed away. He was 79 years old. Recently talked about Paul Silas on episode 129 because he also wore the number 29. Definitely a life and career to be celebrated. Shout out to Paul Silas. Anyway, let's move on to something brighter like this episode. My name is Ike Amaechi, and I'm joined by Stephen Leslie, Mitch Orsatti, Sean Khan, and Ugo the Sheik. Around here, we live by a principle governed by the high and low lives of the world, which means we talk about basketball, especially and specifically the NBA, and we talk about it anytime, anywhere, north, south, east, west, high, and low. This week, on our special end-of-year episode of High and Low, we're answering your questions. I have a heavy bag of those questions, and we have a full house to answer them. So stay tuned for that. Before we lock in, let's check in. Sean Khan, newly anointed father of two, is miraculously at the table this week, coming in like Willis Reed in Game 7 of the 1970 NBA Finals. Sean Khan Traversy, how's life with a second little one around, man? Like, how's it feeling right now?
It's the sleep deprivation is real. It's getting easier though, but she seems like she just wants to stay up all night and sleep all day, which is difficult. But I missed you guys, so I didn't want to miss too many episodes in a row. So I'm back, and let's get it done.
Oh, well, we missed you too, Sean.
I want to stay up all night and sleep all day. That sounds great.
Yeah. Well, we sent our congratulations last week, and again, we'll send our congratulations this week. Man, welcome to the club.
I appreciate it from all the high and low lives out there. And yeah, I appreciate you guys as well.
Indeed, man. We'll see how long this keeps.
How long what keeps?
Sean having this positive attitude about life, and time.
Oh, okay. Good clarification. Important clarification, I think.
Anyway, Sean, Ugo, Mitch, Steven, I appreciate the time this week. Thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for joining us for yet another installment of the program. Another week, another episode, more NBA, some more high and low. This week in NBA history, it's all about Kobe and the King. On December 20th, 2005, Kobe Bryant of the Lakers of Los Angeles committed a beautiful act of violence and disrespect in a game versus the Dallas Mavericks. Quick reminder, Dallas had the best record in the league that year and would go on to the NBA Finals that year. So this was not just another opponent for Kobe. On this particular night, December 20th, 2005 in LA, Kobe went to work, going 18 for 31 from the field, making 22 of 25 shots from the free throw line, scoring 62 points in 3 quarters. At this point, Kobe had outscored the Mavs 62-1 after 3 quarters. 62-1. Let me say it again. 62-1. Only player to do so in the shot clock era. In the fourth, Phil Jackson, I think he turned to Brian Shaw and told Brian Shaw to ask Kobe if he wanted to re-enter the game, and Kobe declined. He opted to sit out for the rest of the game, and he told Brian Shaw that he'll have another night like this one. Don't worry about it. And he did a month later when he scored 81 points against the Raptors. Goodness great. Another feather in the cap of a dominant season where Kobe would average 35.4 points per game, take home the scoring title. Kobe would not take home the MVP title or trophy. Contrary to many predictions, that honor would go to Steve Nash. Yeah, Steve Nash. But he would get it 2 seasons later. By the way, the Lakers won that game against Dallas 112-90. And I did say the King, yes. So speaking of 60-point games, Christmas Day in 1984, Bernard King set a Knicks franchise scoring record when he dropped 60 points on the New Jersey Nets. Now, Bernard King was he's such a beast that season. He led the league in scoring with 32.9 points per game, but it didn't help the Knicks, who would finish the season with 24 wins under Hubie Brown. Hubie Brown, great analyst. I love to watch games when Hubie Brown was doing commentary. Loved it. Oh yeah. Pretty good coach.
He won Coach of the Year, and when he was like 90 or something like that.
Yeah,
didn't he? Like I think that first year that Memphis kind of like, I think the year they upset San Antonio, maybe in the first round. I think he won Coach of the Year that year.
Yeah, I think his assistants got him that honor. But anyway, that's a little something for the NBA history nerds. Things are certainly happening in the NBA today, so let's talk about
something important.
I have a producer question, just because I just want to drop this question in before we get to all the listener questions. I was thinking about this during the week while watching a few games, witnessing the antics, post-game comments from players. And my question is this: is it possible for a player to adopt the identity of their city? Usually cities will have, we hear it all the time about, for example, Toronto or Toronto, right? Toronto Mans is a big thing, and for example, Scotty Barnes, has he adopted the identity of the Toronto Mans? Thinking about Trae Young in Atlanta, or there's tons of examples, but hey, I don't want to step on any toes. What do you guys think?
Toronto used to be like the blue collar, like the hockey player mentality, right? So I feel like Lowry and Kawhi would have been a perfect guy for that, but he left us. So I'm going to say my example is Giannis in Milwaukee. And only for the reason that, when you think of Wisconsin, it's not really like you're not in the spotlight. Seems like a blue collar type of people, like Toronto, I guess, used to be. And he's a blue collar type of player. He gets all of his points, doing the dirty work in the paint. He puts his hard hat on and he gets physical. He's a pretty simple guy. He just really wants to play basketball and spend time with his family. I feel like he's a good fit for a small market team.
Yeah, I absolutely think it's possible. Like you listed a couple that were on mine. I went DeJounte Murray in Atlanta, Gordon Hayward in Utah, and Boston. Maybe I don't like where that example's going, but I want to talk more. I want to talk more about Scotty Barnes because there's another angle to this. I didn't follow Scotty pre-Toronto like that, and it's clear as day that he's adopting like the lingo and vernacular. Big shout out to Delano Banton for expediting that, I think. But there's something troubling that I hope I'm not seeing with Scotty adopting the Toronto ways, because there's the like getting jaded side of living in Toronto, and he's very online, and so are Toronto Raptors fans, and it's ugly. It gets ugly a lot of the time, especially when they're losing. So I hope that that's not like getting into Scotty's veins, where he's going to start to become jaded and rude and.
Yeah, Toronto Raptor fans have Napoleon complex. Scotty, don't adopt that.
Yeah, don't do it, Scotty. Stay pure.
Yeah, so I was like a guy like Kyle Kuzma. I know he's from Michigan, but when he was on the Lakers, he was like a league's fit icon.
That's a good example.
Right? And he was dressing all fashionable, going to parties. He switches over to Washington, and he's wearing long sleeve sweaters where the length is like down to his knee. He's dressing up in like a gimp bondage suit. So he's like, he got so out of character twice in 2 different cities. So, because I seen I seen how he used to dress when he was at home, right?
I think that's more of a Russell thing, man. He was playing there when Russ was there.
Yeah. But I saw him. No. When he was on Lakers, Russ wasn't there.
Weren't they traded for each other?
Wow, they were traded for each other.
They were?
I think Kuzma was part of that package.
KCP.
Yeah, I think you're right.
My mistake. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like it, but it was.
Glad we pivoted away from Washington being a gimp city, but
Yeah.
that was a close call.
Did you not see what he was wearing?
No, I saw it.
Oh.
I saw it.
Like,
I think the one I'll go with is it's low hanging fruit, but Miami, Jimmy Butler, and even LeBron James, and even actually, you know what? On the low, I'm gonna say Tyler Hero because
that's not the low, man. That's the high.
Like that dude, like
he's a Miami man through and through.
Yeah, he's like just all the way,
Florida
just
man.
Posing whatever he can, like. And it's funny because you look at that guy or that kid or that lad or whatever you want to call him, and it's like, man, that's
not a lad.
Yeah,
How
that's
do we
not
go
you.
from guy to kid to lad?
Why not?
I feel like there's a few words that we can skip over. Anyway, go ahead.
The thing with him is just like when you first see him, it's like you're not that dude. But now he's full on with like the shirts, the pants, like showing his little chest hairs and stuff. With Bam Adebayo was teasing him last year about that, and some of the media scrums and whatnot. The coif of hair and just anyway, it's comical. It's absolutely comical. But yeah, he's 1,000% adopted that city. He's Miami man.
I think you're right. I think if Hero plays almost anywhere else, like probably not LA, but like if Hero's in Milwaukee, guaranteed none of that stuff's there.
Hey, it's time to tilt this segment's head all the way back, pour a gallon of vinegar directly down its nostrils. When we come back, we're wrapping up the year with your questions, listener questions. We'll be right back with more High and Low. This moment is for you, High and Low listeners. I just want to thank you for joining us every single week, supporting the show with your questions, your follows, downloads, views, likes, subscriptions, reviews, everything. We enjoy making you a part of the conversation every single week, and we want to grow in 2023. We can only do that with your continued support. Keep sharing High and Low with your friends, because word of mouth is still the best way to help spread our wings. Leave those reviews on Apple Podcasts. It's important because apparently Apple's algorithms only respond to reviews still. And make sure to visit our shop on Vonn+Abrahamm.com. That's Vonn+Abrahamm.com, and Etsy as well. We have a shop on Etsy, and we have high quality, high and low merch. And yes, this is our year-end episode, but we will have one more episode for 2022 next week. So it's going to be a special one. Stay tuned. Keep listening. Thank you. Now let's get back to the show. We are back. I'm Ike Amaechi, and I'm here with Mitch, Ugo, Sean, and Steven. Yes, it's a full house today. Anyway, 2022 has been quite a year in basketball. It's been quite a year on this show. So much has happened in the world around us, but High and Low has been here every week with something new to say about the NBA. And we've appreciated our core group of listeners, the High and Low Lives, checking in with us, taking in every episode and being part of this High and Low experience. So as we look to 2023, we're looking forward to more NBA, more High and Low, as I say. But before we do that, we have questions for us from you as we wrap up 2022, starting with this one. This is from Shango in Shreveport, Louisiana. This question is this: who wins the 2022-2023 NBA tanking title? So who will finish at the bottom of the standings and have the best odds at securing the first pick in 2023, the 2023 NBA draft is what I'm trying to say.
It's going to be a close race this year, especially with Detroit. You know, Cade is out for the year now. They're shopping everybody who's serviceable on that team. I think we're looking at a three-way race, right? Houston, Detroit, and San Antonio. And for me, I'm giving the leg up to the Spurs because if I'm ever going to bet on anyone winning, and in this case, the losing is the winning, I'm always betting on Pop. That guy's going to find inventive ways to lose, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think San Antonio is going to pull the right strings to make sure they get that lottery pick, and the NBA might pull strings behind the scenes to make sure San Antonio gets that pick. And this is obviously about Victor Wembenyama, right? Like, where do we want him to go, or where would be the best fit for him? I think San Antonio would be the best fit for him. I think playing in that organization, playing with Pop, and the other teams that you've mentioned, they've all had like top 3 picks recently, like the Charlotte
forever, yeah.
You know, so it's like let's have someone else in there and let's give another team a shot. And I feel like if Victor went to any one of those other teams, he either would be injured or he wouldn't be good. So let's let him go to San Antonio.
I got the Charlotte Hornets. Like, we all know sometimes we hear like the NBA is rigged, and if you pair Wembenyama and Michael Jordan, I feel like that's just perfect. And their team's garbage.
They play well with Melo too.
Oh yeah, and LaMelo's still like injured-ish because he's injury prone now, I guess, right? But
the whole family is.
Yeah, Wembenyama would be sick, man. Get Jordan player additions too. Signs right there. The NBA's rigged. They'll do it.
I'm going to go with Charlotte. I think they'll find ways or creative ways to make it ugly enough for them to get that overall pick. It's really weird. Like, this season, there's a lot of parity, so to speak, but you have to maintain a certain level of heroic bad if you want to still be in the conversation to get that first overall pick. Mm-hmm. Like, unfortunately, Orlando went on a bit of a 4-game winning streak, and
they're too good. They're too good. They're bad, but they're too good.
Yeah, they're too good to get that pick, right? And it's like, you know, now that Detroit has sort of made that shift, you know, Charlotte has sort of made that shift. Spurs have full on made that shift. You know, Houston Rockets are just continuing the terrible whatever that they're doing. I like Charlotte, but you know what? I'm also going to put in a dark horse just because I think that the NBA really, really should investigate this team. I will keep on saying this until the end of time. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma City. There's something going on there. And nobody is paying attention but me. There's
Ugo's getting that pen and pad ready. He's going to write that letter.
I'm telling you, there's something going on there. They need to be investigated. It would only be fitting that they get Victor by hook or by crook.
No, they're too good. They have the same record as the Lakers.
Listen, they're my dark horse pick. Like, in a couple of months, we could be saying something different.
And can I just say that the word is that the Charlotte Hornets are a poorly run franchise.
Yes.
So not a great situation for Victor Wembanyama. I don't even think the league would want him to go to. I think I agree with the San Antonio Spurs being the best destination for him. And if the league wanted their next big superstar to land in a good situation that would extend his career and give him a great career, San Antonio would be it. But yeah. Hey, Shango, great question. Great question. Appreciate it.
All right, you guys, what's next?
Let's move on to the next one. This one is from Malcolm in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm going to see if I can read this one properly. Would the NBA have been better off changing the MVP trophy and leaving the rest of the trophies like they were before? That's the end of the question. And I can only assume that Malcolm means that the MVP trophy is the one that they got right, and the rest of them, maybe they got the rest of them wrong.
I kind of get what he's saying, and shout out to Malcolm in Halifax, my hometown. I get what he's saying in the sense of, like, it sort of takes away from the MVP trophy being, redesigned, renamed. When the NBA Finals MVP trophy was renamed the Bill Russell Trophy, that was a big deal. And like, I definitely remember that. I remember when it happened. I feel like it takes away a little bit from the MVP trophy, and also the other trophies don't really mean, like, they don't mean that much. Obviously, like they don't mean as much as an MVP trophy or a championship. So maybe if that's the angle he's taking, I agree with that. Otherwise, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess at the end of the day, it's like they're just names and stuff, like the names and designs. But yeah, I guess I agree from that perspective.
Yeah, I'm with Sean on this one. The renaming and the redesigning made me realize how little I actually cared.
Yeah, it was like an unnecessary
Is that what you grabbed
change.
from what Sean said?
Yeah, like essentially, like the point he made about the Bill Russell Trophy, like I did care. Same thing, like when there was like purpose and story and branding and like there's meaning behind it. And this is just like, and I guess the fact that it's Kia did the designing and it's like Kia's just like getting crushed for their own rebranding. Like no one recognizes their car logo anymore. So like I don't know. I just like It made me realize I don't care at all.
I don't think Kia designed the Michael Jordan trophy.
They did the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
This was
those ones are also garbage.
the trophy was remodeled by the Jordan brand designer, Mark Smith.
So then, yes, even more case in point to Malcolm's question. Yes, they should have left those other ones out.
Did they not want to
Just
use
focus on the one.
the Jordan logo? Like, did they? I guess were they not allowed to use it? Like that would have been.
Oh
more,
no, there's no way you could use that.
distinguishable.
Come on.
Okay.
No way.
I mean, the NBA should have done everything and paid every dollar to try to do that, because I think that's the most iconic silhouette in sports.
Yeah.
But then we'd have a brand on a trophy. Does that exist in any other major sports?
And the mythos will continue to grow.
You see, they have the clutch player of the year, which still doesn't make any sense to me.
I can't
And it's
wait.
a Jerry West
Yeah,
trophy.
I can't wait to learn what that actually means.
Yeah. You use the logo for that one. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like the NBA logo for that
Instead
trophy.
of tiny Jerry West
just-
cryogenically frozen in some crystal or whatever
Yeah.
it looks like.
I just want to know
Exactly.
how they
It's just
measure
weird.
that. How do they measure that? Like, I don't know how you determine who's clutch.
Well,
Game
there's-
winners within
that
5
most
seconds.
points in the last 2 minutes of the game or something.
There are stats for it, but they just haven't released how they're going to calculate that. And the NBA doesn't make their clutch stats publicly available either. So it's like, what are we doing here?
All right. Hey, Malcolm, appreciate your question. Thank you very much.
All right, you guys, what's next?
Asher in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada has a question for us. Should the NBA give Carmelo Anthony a proper farewell since he has unofficially retired? I mean, he's not playing this year. He's not on the roster.
How do you give a man a farewell who's not in the league?
You got to bring him back.
He's got to be on the team.
Who brings him back?
What?
Right?
What
Maybe
team?
he
What
goes
team
back
is
to
he
LA.
signed? Is LA? Why? Why not Denver?
LA was where he
Why not
signed.
New York?
Why do we have to?
Maybe Denver. Maybe New
You might
York.
go help
The guy's a
Denver.
legend.
What does a proper farewell mean? Like what exactly is that? Would it be like a video tribute at every road game kind of thing? Is that?
No, he's not signing for a whole year. It's
That's
a
what I mean.
One,
Like,
No, no,
it's
no.
a
what
one
do
day.
they- a
Maybe one day, even if it's like a 10-day, man. Get him, like, just
It's too much.
this,
Man. He's
Too
gonna do a
much?
10-day and think he can play another. You give him a 10-day, he's going to think he can still play, man. Come on.
The problem is that
This is
he has to
you
be
gotta
he has to
lose
be
this.
on board with this, and I'm pretty sure he's so oblivious he thinks he can still play another 5 years and start for every team in the NBA. So I don't think it'll work.
Let the man sip his
I think,
reds in
I
peace.
think he's done.
He's done
think
for
he's
sure.
done,
He's
man.
definitely done.
I think he thinks he's done.
Okay.
Listen, one of those teams he played on should bring him back for a day to honor him or whatever, but it's not on the NBA to do that. I'm sorry.
It is on the NBA.
Why?
What do you mean?
Man, he
Because
wasn't even
they
the best
employed
player
this
in New
man
York.
for
What
how
are
many
you
years?
talking
How
about,
much money did he draw?
Man,
What?
he wasn't even the best player in New York, man. We all know it was Jeremy.
There wasn't.
You just ruined it. Move on. Sorry, Asher. I apologize.
Never ask this again.
Never ask another Carmelo Anthony
I was thinking, I'm
question
like,
on this
who was the
podcast.
best player on that Knicks team then? I was actually thinking about
Move on.
during
Next question,
during those
man.
playoff years, like who else could be considered? But
Wasted too much on Carmelo. Move on. I need my Cheerios.
I mean, he really didn't sniff a ring his whole life, so why does he deserve a farewell?
That's what I'm saying.
Played 19 years in the league. One of the top is he top 15, top 10 in
Scoring?
on scoring on the scoring
I
list.
think he's like 9th or something, isn't he?
Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
the NBA honors him at All-Star Weekend or something. I don't know. Make him a guest referee or something like in wrestling. I don't know.
Special
Guest referee.
Make him a
What do you wanna
coach of
do,
the
man?
celebrity game.
Yeah,
Top
what-
75
whatever.
player,
Is he?
Of course
Yep.
he is.
6-time
Come on.
All NBA, 10-time All Star. I mean, come
Man,
on,
he
bro.
already got his accolades last year. He's got his jacket.
Are we gonna honor Dwight Howard in a similar sense? Because I feel like he has similar accolades.
Not top 75.
should
No,
be.
he's not top. Yeah,
Should
Oh,
be.
yeah, he should be. Listen,
but he's not.
Melo's already had the fruits of his work benefiting him.
He will be a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he will be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Let's
first
wait till
ballot.
that day.
So,
He will
but
be
if you
honored.
think he's going to be a Hall of Famer, then why wouldn't he
But
get some sort of
Not
proper
every Hall
farewell?
of Famer got this farewell tour. It's
Exactly.
like it's not. I think it's like not needed. If the
Is it Chris
opportunity
Bosh
is
Hall of
there, yeah. If the opportunity is there, then fine, go for it. If not, and it
Man.
isn't, then just like let it be.
Well,
Yeah,
if
did they do
Paul
that for
Pierce
AI?
got one, so then
Cold blooded, man.
I don't see
Did
What's
they do
that?
it for AI?
Vince got one, but Vince was like super cheesy
On the
about it. Like
bench.
he announced he was retiring, so he planned
Yeah.
his own farewell tour, which is dumb. Actually,
Yeah, him and
Carmelo
Wade
won.
and
He didn't
Dirk.
do that.
Well,
Him,
Kobe
Wade,
did that
Dirk
too.
are the only ones
Yeah.
that did it. That's it.
Kobe.
The only
Kobe.
one that
Pierce
deserved it is
got
Kobe.
Kobe.
Kobe actually deserved it, and Kobe put on a damn show for us on his
Yeah.
final game. So, like, respect to
Well, his
Kobe.
team-
He's the only one that actually deserved it.
Yeah, his team sucked, but yeah, okay.
Paul Pierce got one too, but no one cared.
You're
It was
not
Paul
Kobe.
Pierce.
You're not Kobe.
They don't love you
That's,
like that.
that's Draymond. That's Draymond's best line ever.
Love it.
And he was on the wrong team to do that too, man. Come on, Clippers?
Well,
Wow.
Nah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Tough crowd.
No disrespect.
Tough
Carmelo.
crowd.
Yeah, actually disrespect Carmelo.
No disrespect, Carmelo. Yes. You
Yeah,
mean all the disrespect. All the
Call
disrespect
a
to
special
Carmelo.
guest referee over here.
Goodness gracious, man. Hey, Carmelo, I think you should get that proper farewell.
Nope.
But hey,
Well,
that's just
hey.
me.
What does it look like to you? What does it look like if he gets it?
I just said it. Give him a 10-day and at least let him play like 4 or 5 games in that stretch in which he gets maybe a standing ovation, and at least he gets to walk off the court one last time to at least an applause.
Nonsense.
You know what I mean? You don't play 19 years in the NBA or even listen, let me just equate it to your careers. If you were to walk off the job and retire, and you walk out and not one person says even good night or have a good evening to you on your way out, then how are you feeling about your career at that time? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that at least some sort of acknowledgement that, hey, we appreciate what you've done for this league. Not every player is going to win a championship. Not every player is going to win a scoring title. It's not all about the
Or
trophies.
any hardware for that
But
matter.
this guy, this guy, shots are still being fired.
Can we name
But
him?
this-
Can we
but
name
this
him
guy-
after? We'll have a scoring champion trophy, and we'll name it after him. Is that okay? Do they have a
No.
scoring champion trophy yet?
Okay. Thank you very much for
I'm
your
thinking like an
question,
exec.
Asher.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Carmelo Anthony.
You're not
scoring
thinking like an
champion.
exec at all. Let's just because
Try.
I'm just saying
Try.
I'm trying to think like an exec. And what do you do for your people that have done a really good job
Yes.
for most of the career?
Well, if he didn't make it to 20, he's not getting that watch. He only played 19.
I was going to say, you only played 19. if I retired after 19 years, I wouldn't expect a watch. But
He gets a pin on his
Wow.
lapel. That's all he gets.
Wow, this is rough. This is a low.
Maybe
point.
cufflinks.
Hey, Carmelo, it's all right, man. It's
No,
okay.
you don't mean that.
we can't all get the love.
You don't mean
he'll
that.
get like a NBA USB
and
stick or
Asher.
something.
Look at
League
it, still
pass.
going.
League
Look
pass
at
for
this,
free
man.
for
Shots
3
still being
months.
fired. Look at you. And you 30 seconds ago, no disrespect. But look at you. You cut me off just to cut him. Respectfully, let me just say, your wife sucks. Your son's garbage. Let me just say something else that's disrespectful.
Your winery, trash.
There you go.
Jeremy Lin was better than you. Let me just,
It was.
For
That's
one day.
crazy.
Those are facts.
Asher, let me just say this again. Thank you very much for your question.
No, never asked that again.
Again, cutting me off again. Let's just, you have something else to say about Carmelo?
No,
Let me give you the floor.
I'll
Let
love
me
for
give you the
Carmelo,
floor,
man. I'll love for Carmelo, man. I'll love.
No, there's no love for Carmelo.
No,
You
man,
just-
he
you
was
just-
he was dope
no.
in Syracuse, man. Dope.
No.
All right, you guys, what's next?
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next question by Cheryl in Toronto, Canada. What holiday gift would you suggest for an NBA fan? It's festive. 'Tis the season. So what are your suggestions, fellas?
Where's Steven at?
Me answering is different than you. Like, I'd get a set, like a replica set of championship rings, but some franchises can't even get one, right? So what are we gonna do there? Maybe one of those foam fingers.
Some of them won't get any because
That was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, it was nothing.
So I was thinking this, but I don't know if it would be appropriate. Like, remember, I think at one point in time there was like certain like psychedelic drugs that they were naming after NBA players and whatnot. And I was thinking that'd be kind of a cool gift for somebody, right? If they're into that kind of stuff.
There's a whole cannabis line. There's a whole cannabis line that's named after celebrities, and there's a really good strain called Gary Payton.
There you go. See. Not that I would do any of that stuff, but I just thought it's kind of a cool idea.
For Christmas gift?
Well, I would get you something. Get you some Steph Curry.
Like, this person probably asked a question because they got like a 10-year-old who likes Raptors at home.
Thank you for bringing some maturity to the conversation. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
How about like tickets to a game? That's got to be a good one. But so if this is
Ding.
if this is for a kid, absolutely tickets to a game. Do that. You could also do tickets to a game for like a spouse, but I think there's a big consideration here. You don't want to have them feel like they have to take you. You know, like so you got to feel like you got to feel that out. Outside of that, I would go like if find out if the gift receiver has a favorite player, and then don't get them something from that team. See if they have like a personal line, like if they have their own stuff that they do, their own merch. Go that way.
Okay. So I said it before, and I'll say it again: 3 months free of League Pass.
But League Pass is trash, man.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yes,
geez.
it's terrible.
Well, there goes something I have to take that off my list to give you for Christmas. Jeez.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to go in a bit of a different direction here. I'm going to give NBA fans as a whole something, and it's going to be a trade. And I'm going to trade the NBA refs for international refs.
Ooh, how about the rules while you're at it?
I think one great gift you can consider, they have these coffee tables made out of basketball courts that are incredible. And if you can get one, if you're lucky enough to get one that's made from an actual NBA court, that would be amazing.
There's been like stadiums when they get demolished or they rebuild new ones, they'll use the court. Yeah, and they'll make it into a table. I can't remember what city. Was it Golden State that did that recently? But yeah. I think that's a fantastic gift. I mean, I can imagine. I know we aren't too many Boston Celtics fans on this podcast, but I mean the old parquet floor. Imagine having a coffee table out of that, like that. Those are just
that'd be a great table to throw right in the trash. I'd love that.
On brand. So they're your gift ideas, Cheryl. Hopefully that helps.
All right, you guys, what's next?
Our last question of the episode: if you could disrespect any player in the NBA, who would it be, and what would you say?
I have a quick clarifying question to Esteban, who may or may not be able to answer it. Like to their face, is that what we're talking about here, or just in general? What do you guys think? Steven, maybe you can address this. I don't know. Your name is close to Esteban. What do you think?
Those guys on Twitter that hide behind their keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Bro, it's got to be to the face at a game.
At a game. So in the
at
stands.
At a game, to the face, anywhere. Just not online.
Okay. I know who my player would be, but I don't know what I would say. In the moment, I would find something, but it would absolutely be Goran Dragic for sure. That's the guy I would go at, and I would feel no kind of way because nobody likes him. So if it were to get any kind of way, I feel like I would have enough backup.
Well, why you need backup?
You're scared.
What? Why do I need backup?
Why not disrespect the guy regardless of who backs you up? Just because you don't like the guy.
Oh, I would.
You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying, if it came down to it, I would feel safe because nobody likes Goran Dragic. Maybe I just say that all game. Nobody likes you. Just that all game. Nobody likes you. I wouldn't say it in any kind of mean way, of just like factually. Nobody likes you.
Or you can drop his stats, like his worst stat lines of his entire career.
I do like getting into the Googling.
See, that would be good heckling if you're able to pull like crazy stats.
Oh, that's the best way. Yeah, you get into controversies too. Ooh, gets spicy. He has a brother who played too, right?
Yeah, Zoran Dragic.
Zoran, right? Oh, I definitely use Zoran in some.
Actually, just call him Zoran.
Exactly.
Hey, Zoran.
Yeah, nice shot, Zoran.
That sounds like an anime villain.
For me, it would be Kyrie. I don't know what I would say, and I probably would be scared to say it because there's probably a lot of psycho Kyrie followers out there. I think I would just be like, that guy Ed Bassmaster that just like dresses up as that old dude, and he goes, shh. You know what I mean? I think I would just
I've
do
never
that.
heard of
What?
Everything out there is foreign concept.
You haven't seen that guy? Okay. Well,
No.
I have
just
to
made
show you
some
because the sound itself is not.
Please do show us.
Someone out there knows that. Whenever High and Low Lives knows what I'm talking about.
I hope so.
I'd be
I'm just razzing.
Dress up as a Knicks fan and I would want to get in on those F Trey Young chants at game. That seems so sick. And just making fun of his baby hair and telling him he's overrated. He likes to talk back to fans.
Jeez.
Yeah,
He does. He's thinning
up
up
there
pop.
for me too.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised that someone hasn't created the Trae Young wig just to wear at games.
Oh, it's gonna start now.
Make it look like you dropped a lollipop behind the couch.
Oh,
dude! Next time they play in
That's
Toronto.
not nice.
We should make that and like sell it.
That's not nice.
It's a good business idea. Yeah,
So Steven, you wouldn't want to be one of those Knicks fans that they record before games, like screaming and swearing and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's the same fans though.
Yeah, that's the same people.
Before, after the
you
game,
do the intros and you're like, Knicks are effing coming.
Yeah. Jump on the cars, all that stuff. And everyone's just chanting F Trey Young, F Trey Young.
Spider-Man
The
costumes.
Spider-Man guy. Yeah,
I know, man. Those are probably the best part of Knicks games. Those beginnings. Oh God.
Is it weird that I think I like Trae Young even more because he's embraced this.
Oh yeah.
No villain?
This role.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Did you see him on JJ Redick's podcast? He was talking about that. He's like, I'm just one of those people that when you start saying things, it fuels me. Like that's I want to hear that. Like that makes me want to like it gets me into the game.
He's just a hog.
Yeah.
He's just a what?
A hog.
A ball hog.
A hog?
Yeah. Ball hog.
Oh, ball hog. Okay.
I thought you said he needs a hug.
That too.
Maybe that too.
Maybe that too.
He's getting it from DeJounte.
Oh.
Hey, that wraps up the year 2022. Appreciate all of you guys for listening to our podcast every single week. Appreciate the questions.
Why the fuck I can't shoot 3-point shots?
And that brings us to the end of this episode of High and Low. So thank you, Ugo. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Mitch. Subscribe to High and Low anywhere you find podcasts and make us a part of your weekly routine. You know where to find us. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Links to those are all in the show notes. So where can listeners find you, Sean?
You can find me sleeping and trying to catch up on some rest. That's it.
Everybody finds Sean sleeping.
And then they're going to be like, okay, at sleeping. Is that Instagram or Twitter? Whoever has that, shout out to you. And where can they find you, Mitch?
Oh, same as always. Bluebird app at Thirsty Villain and Raptors HQ. Writing game threads every Friday.
Nice. Look out for those game threads. Raptors HQ, y'all. Check it out. And Ugo, where can they find you?
I can't find my dad anywhere.
Yeah, you can't find me anywhere. I'm incognito. Even my own children can't find me.
That was the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
Was that a recording or was that real?
That's the mystery for you.
Damn. I got
Made me
scared.
very
Gotta
uncomfortable.
edit what we say, man. Goodness gracious, man. Don't you have headphones on, bro?
Daddy, I'm trying to sleep. Stay up. I want you to say this
I
thing.
know.
At 10:30.
Am I the only one that got goosebumps when that happened?
Me too.
That was a little creepy. That was creepy.
That's what makes
So
the
weird.
episode so great.
My hand. Steven, where can they find you?
I'll be at Sean's house collecting my money when Lakers beat Mavs on Christmas Day.
Oh,
I like it.
he's holding to
I
it.
can just transfer it to you, man. You don't have to come over.
Oh, he wants to see the look on your
AKA,
face.
don't come over. Is what it's trying to
I
say.
don't want to see you.
Once again, music is by Live of the Enjoy Music Group. You can find Live on Twitter and Instagram at LYVE. Additional music is by Sonny Rockwell of The Goodness. Can't find that guy anywhere. Sound design is by Vonn August. This is a Vonn+Abrahamm podcast, just in case you didn't know. So on behalf of Ugo, Mitch, Sean, and Steven, thank you for listening to High and Low. And we'll talk to you next week.
I can't find my dad anywhere.
Who said that? Who the f- said that?